All right, well, we all have dreams, and those dreams make us reflect on where we've come from and where we want to go, and this could not be more true than for friend and mountaineer Jim Davidson.
Headed up to Grizzly, which is right up here, and it is so windy.
The wind just never seems to let up on the Continental Divide. It's persistent. And when you're standing at 13,000 feet, you're feeling the same Chinook wind that rushes down into Denver. It's a brutal wind, but those conditions are what mountaineers like Jim Davidson look for to help train for a 30-year dream.
I first learned about Everest reading National Geographics in my parents' basement.
Everyone has a dream, and I wanted to peer inside Jim's brain to see what makes him tick.
All right. Yeah, Jim.
First thing I realized is that it all started on Mount Washington in New Hampshire.
I could almost feel music in me. It was just the wind hit me in the face and the big view and the huge cold, and it's bringing a smile to my face now, just a memory of it.
It was a watershed moment 30 years ago, and Jim's interest in climbing grew quickly, thanks in part to his father.
And really, me getting into climbing was an extension of things I learned working with my dad. He had an industrial painting company, and at a very young age, I was going up ladders. By 12 years old, I was walking roofs. By the time I was 18, I was climbing high voltage electrical towers.
We continue climbing towards Grizzly Peak, and the wind continues to scream.
Towards the end of his life, my dad was saying, wow, I didn't know regular guys could just go around the world and climb these big mountains.
We start talking about another piece of the puzzle, a deadly climbing accident on Mount Rainier that's chronicled in Jim's book, The Ledge.
After going through that and losing my best friend, Mike Price, it changed my life.
We reach the summit of Grizzly. I'm starting to put all the pieces together. A supportive father, the loss of a best friend, and a dream. The phrase "seize the day" keeps running through my mind.
What would I say to my dad or my partner Mike if I see him later and they say, man, you've been to high altitude, you had the strength, and it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be cheap, and it's not going to be easy to manage your life, but why didn't you go? And I didn't have a good answer.
It's a question as persistent as the wind, and one that must be answered sooner or later. Well, Jim leaves for Mount Everest in April of this year, 2015, and we're going to follow Jim on his climb from start to finish on daybreak. So look forward to bringing you that story. What a great, everybody can relate to this. It's the human condition, right? Mm-hmm. We all have dreams, and sometimes we wait until it's too late to do these things. So that's his story.
Well, good for him.
Yeah. I want to see you climb Everest right alongside him.
Well, hey,
love to see you go up there.
Maybe it'll happen. You never know.
It needs to. You could do it for sure.
Could do it.
Time right now just shy of